good day. Notice not good morning. That's because morning is something you do for the dead. So when you're wishing someone good morning, you're wishing them good grieving for the dead. Of course, that leads nicely into this part, what I'm going to talk about here. Did you know, when you are born, your parents register you with the government as a corporation by receiving and signing a birth certificate? In a few years, your corporation will receive a taxpayer ID called a social security number. This is so you can be used as collateral for the government to acquire debt. That's right, you and your labour, time and energy is what backs up the national debt. You are stock. If you have the oil, we have the democracy. And this is absolutely gross, but there you see Marina Abramovich and Lady Gaga. This is normally what a spirit dinner looks like. Disgusting, one executing the lot of them. No person should hold power over a nation for this long. Leahy, 74 years. Hatch, 80 years. That's how old they are, 40 and 38 years. Mikulski, 78 and 38 years. Roberts, 78 and 34 years. Reid, 75 and 32 years. Schumer, 64 and 34 years. McCain, 78 and 32 years. Shelby, 80 and 36 years. McConnell, 73, 30 years. Cochrane, 77, 42 years. Durbin, 70, 32 years. Grassley, 81, 34 years. In 1947, Congress limited the president to 2 terms, stating, "Too much power for too long is a threat to our freedom." The same holds true for Congress and Parliament. Tory Sarah Newton wants you to stop blaming suicides on the benefit system. It doesn't look good on us when you do that, she said. Human rights violation. That's anti-Semitic hate speech, buddy. Stopped accepting dollars for oil in 2000. Stopped accepting dollars for oil in 2009. Murdered. Stopped accepting dollars for oil in 2006. They want him dead. Stopped accepting dollars for oil in 2017. They want to invade in Venezuela, but it's nothing to do with the oil. Now, I'm not saying it's a conspiracy, but there seems to be a pattern here. Be careful not to spread fake news. Leave that to the professionals. The corruption in politics is not what scares me. What scares me is how comfortable people are doing nothing about it. USS Liberty. Israel attacked America June 8, 1967. 34 dead, 174 wounded. Zionist LBJ covered it up. Captain William McGonigal. We've got to get rid of him. Plain and simple. He can put one foot in front of the other. What DWP told family of disabled Leon 6 before stopping his $4,000 a year benefits and taking away their special car, and Theresa May just tweeted her party's policies are decent and patriotic. Denmark to focus on repatriation instead of integration under new law. The Danish Parliament Folketinget recently voted through a legislative package that is said to be a paradigm shift on Danish migration policy. The migration policy now being introduced represents a whole new way of looking at migration. In the future, the focus will be on sending migrants back to their third world instead of integrating them. The focus will be shifted from integration to the return of refugees to their home countries whenever possible, said Peter Purnima, the Danish People's Party group leader in Folketinget, when the agreement was presented last autumn. That's what needs to be done. We need to repatriate every immigrant that's arrived here in the past 20 years back to their own country. Tom Watson, list of donors, tells us all we need to know about his attitude to prejudice and hate. Oh dear, it seems Labour Party leader Tom Watson doesn't like me anymore. I went looking for the tweet he made in response to the Rising Watson Twitter storm and found this on his page. You are blocked from following Tom Watson and viewing Tom Watson tweets. I doubt I am the only one newly seeing that announcement today. It seems he has seen my article on his blackmailing ultimatum to Jeremy Corbyn, and rather than attempting to engage with it in any meaningful way, he has decided to block out any further contact with me and or any articles. How immature. Politicians, you know, they like to talk things out apparently, apart from when you put them on the spot, in which case they just block you. A delay to Article 50 could mean Britain never breaks free from the EU and the Brexit dream dies. Well, I think I have been saying that for some time now, as you all know. How many times has Theresa May said we will be leaving the EU on March 29th, whatever happens? The Prime Minister has been asked in the Commons at news conferences, in TV and radio studios, by PMs, interviews and voters to restate this one basic ambition, and the emphatically and constantly repeated that there will be no delay to the Article 50 timetable. Only now there probably will be. The Prime Minister will put her deal plus changes to the Irish backstop, assuming that they have been conceded by then. Back to the Commons on March 12th. If it fails, MPs will vote the next day to take no deal off the table. And if that succeeds, another vote will be held on March 14th to extend Article 50. Pure treason. High treason by all those in Parliament. It's time we got the rope out for them. Fear for Israeli scientists who announced they had discovered a cure for cancer. Going public and announcing a cure for cancer is on the one hand a remarkable human fact. On the other hand, it's a suicide note from you and your entire family. Imagine that one day you discover something truly unique, an idea that has never been tried before. You spend years researching it, and to your amazement and joy, it works. Some want to tell the world and celebrate the breakthrough. Here's where the reality bites. Be prepared to be publicly and privately discredited, undermined, attacked, threatened, have your children and your business taken away, your license revoked, and much, much more. And so on. Hearts go on to the Israeli scientists who went public this week on their findings, as stated by Mike Adams and Natural News. The moment the Israeli scientists announced they had discovered a universal cancer cure that would, with a single injection and require no toxic chemotherapy, radiotherapy or surgery, I said to myself, the cancer industry is going to destroy this team of scientists. And I suspect they will. Wi-Fi, a silent killer that kills us slowly. Having a Wi-Fi home has nowadays become a necessity, and it is presented as almost every household. However, there have been a lot of concerns regarding its safety, i.e. the negative effects it has on the overall health and well-being, especially to the of children. Some claim that Wi-Fi routers may cause brain problems and trigger sleep-related complications, as well as numerous other ones. It appears that we cannot escape the modern technology and the radiation exposure because it is literally all around us. Moreover, in 2015, the French National Assembly passed a law that bans Wi-Fi from nurseries. This is of pivotal importance if we take into consideration that wireless radiation has been associated with serious health and issues, ADHD, cancer, autism, Alzheimer's, etc. The dangers of Wi-Fi. Elevates the chance of cancer. The electromagnetic radiation from wireless devices is being believed to contribute to the development of tumours. Causes cardiac stress. Did you know that A lot of people respond to electromagnetic frequencies by having an increased heart rate. This consequently makes one or more prone to heart-related issues, impedes proper childhood development. The non-thermal radiation, radio frequency radiation from these routers may have a negative effect on the cellular development, particularly in fetuses. This radiation is so strong that it influences growing tissue in both children and youth. It also neutralises your sperm, sterilises you basically. How Britain's bank fat cats pocketed 18 million a year despite more compensation payouts and fines. CEOs at Barclays, HSBC, Lloyds and RBS all raked in multi-million-pound sums. The best paid boss was Antonio Hota Osara, with him pocketing 6.3 million. John Flint, 50, of HSBC, was the next highest earning chief executive. The boss of Britain's biggest bank trousered 17.9 million between them last year as profit rose across the industry. Chief executive at Barclays, HSBC, Lloyds and Royal Bank of Scotland all raked in multi-million-pound sums, despite another year of compensation payouts and fines. The figures will spark concerns that City pay remains out of control more than a decade after big banks caused a financial crash which almost blew up Western capitalism. So they're making loads of money again, so they can pay back the billions that we were handed to them by a corrupt government, can't they? Oh wait, no, because that's never going to happen. When are we going to lock these bastards up? Documents show Blair government let US spy on Britons. Exclusive. Tony Blair government allowed America to store and analyse the email, mobile phone and internet records of potentially millions of innocent British, and Channel 4 News can reveal. In 1946, peace was less than a year old. Labour was in power and the Wartime Signals Intelligence Service had been renamed as GCHQ, building on their wartime collaboration. Britain and America signed an agreement that was to prove crucial to the so-called Special Agreement. More high treason by Blair. He's lived long enough. I think it's time that he was executed. Bradford grooming, 9 jailed for abusing girls. 27th of February. So that's yesterday. From left clockwise, Bashrat Khalik, Sahid Akhtar, Naveed Akhtar, Paviz Ahmed, Zisham Ali, Fashim Iqbar, Isel Hussein, Mohammed Usman and Kieran Harris were all jailed at Bradford Crown Court. 9 men who raped and abused 2 teenage girls who were living in a children's home have been jailed. The girls were aged 14 when the men first began to use drink, drugs and violence to groom and sexually exploit them. Bradford Crown Court heard that the abuse started after the girls moved into a home in 2008. The 9 were convicted of 22 offences including rape and indecent child sex. Well, they've been sent to jail. When they finish the jail term, they need deporting. Plain and simple. Every single one of them. And their families. Theresa May pledges 200 to help victims of Yemen civil war. Well, hold on a minute. Hold on a goddamn minute, you treasonous bitch. If you've got 200 million lying about, you could end homelessness in the UK. Why aren't you doing that? Oh, because you're a Zionist puppet, that's why. Execution's coming for you as well. Theresa May, after a long stint in jail, I hasten to add, because every one of you that's going to be hung is going to spend a long time in jail till you're nearly at the end of your time, and then we're going to hang you. Theresa May has pledged 200 million to help victims of the war in Yemen as she called for an end to the crisis and suffering caused by civil war, but by the weapons that we supplied Saudi Arabia to use against them. Oh no, she didn't add that bit. The Prime Minister's announcement, the aid package has she's arrived for EU talks in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt. We are playing our part and will continue to do so, but there is still more that we are an international community can do, she said at the summit in Egypt. I will call on our partners in Europe and the region to continue to provide the aid that is so desperately needed. May was due to meet Saudi delegation on Sunday to talk about selling on further weapons and was expected to raise the killing of the journalist Jamal Khashoggi. On Yemen, she said, there must be a political settlement. That is the only way to end this crisis and the suffering it has caused. Well, actually, there's a far simpler way of ending this problem. End Parliament, end all governments, end all councils, and we'll end the suffering, because they're causing it, every single one of them. Aye. Vegetarian diet helped kill my mother, claims top cardiac. Oh, piss off, you two-faced lying piece of shit. Trump is a racist con man and cheat, says his former lawyer. Well, we all know you can trust lawyers, so it must be true. Outrage at anti-Semitism speech by Labour MP. Chris Williamson suspended after saying party had given too much ground to racism accusations, and he's correct. Deputy Leader Tom Watson leads call for action after apology from Corbyn ally was dismissed as insincere. Got to get rid of Parliament. That is when this country will be a hell of a lot better. Can BritBox beat Netflix? No, we don't need any more bleeding TV channels. We've got enough. The distraction needs to stop. Flaming February, Moors fires across UK, India and Pakistan on brink after jet shot down. Anything but independent. Andrew Grice, the party leaders have failed voters. I agree with that. All politicians have failed us. Pakistan can't afford a war with India. Sarosha Banner, Caitlin Morrison. Our housing crisis needs radical action. Oh, I wonder if that 200 million she's given to Yemen could have solved it. Yes, it could. Yes, it could, really. Kuba Shand Baptisti. Why we're willing to be hoaxed online. Trump is a racist conman and chick. Now, because it does seem to be in most papers, it makes you think that maybe Trump is on our side, because when the papers go against someone like this, and all of them, then you think, yeah, time will tell though. Time will tell. I still don't think he is, but we'll see. Corbyn protected MP in Labour anti-Semitism row. Leader accused of opposing suspicion of Chris Williamson. Smoke and mirrors, distraction. Look over here. This scum. Wed Sheeran. Amid Brexit turmoil, Chill says wills. Prince tells Brits to come together. Yes, the German Zionist Nazi piece of shit has said come together. He's not talking about us, he's on about all the Zionist bastards come together. The Times. Cash raised for Thatcher Centre spent on right-wing events. Oh, it's right and left-wing bullshit again. We're going down there, are we? World's top wealth fund puts billions into Britain. UK will be stronger after Brexit, Norwegians say. I don't think Norway's in the EU. Trump broke the law from Oval Office ex-aid claims. 10-ounce boy is a little wonder. Waste of paper star. Ace's health battle. Stan, I hope I never walk again. As if he would say, come on. Used to be a footballer. He's had health problems, mental health problems, that is. He's not going to say, I hope I never walk again, is he? Is he? Come on. What a shit headline and fake news. Ice One Dwarf, it's top of the pot of the top. Specsavers Army row. Mirror. Why I don't want my boy taught about sex in class. Couldn't agree more. 4 weddings and a reunion. Williams anger at clubs. Football's shame. He says young players are treated as assets, not people, as mental health crisis grows. After he's raped some children and drank their adrenochrome. The Guardian. Carbs are back. How millennials fell in love with pasta. Williamson suspended after U-turn by Labour. Racist lie. Conman claimed that Imperial's the president. I'm ashamed I took part in concealing Trump's illicit acts. Well, if it's true, you need to go to jail. Tension rises over Kashmir as India jet is shot down. Daily fail. Why this shocking catwalk picture betrays all women. Yeah, way too thin. Corbyn's hateful new low. Labour leader tries to save close ally in vile anti-Semitism storm only to be shamed into suspending him by 38 of his own furious MPs. I'm sick of this anti-Semitism bullshit. It's all just bullshit. It's bullshit. Telegraph. Trump is a racist, a conman and a cheat. One-time aide denounces the president on hush money, WikiLeaks and lies to the US. Of course, he's a lawyer, so you know you can trust them about as far as you can throw them. Another blow for PM as third of party rebels. Corbyn, ally suspended in anti-Semitism row. Khan calls for calm on Kashmir border crisis. Disabled pensioner hit by care crackdown. YouTube suicide game alert. Metro. My agony over an office crush. Truth about Trump. See, because it's in every paper, that's how you know it's the Zionists having a go at him. So I'm going to go slightly more towards Trump now because he's had so much shit coming his way. But time will tell. I still think he's one of them, but let's hope he's not. And Obama, Clintons and all the crooked bastards over there are in Gitmo. Branded black people stupid, says ex-lawyer. Never expected to become the US president. Banned his school releasing exam grades. He did have an affair with porn star Stormy. So what? Anti-Semitic row. Labour suspends Corbyn ally. Oscar, my kids don't give a hoot. And nobody else does either, you silly cow. Imran Khan calls for talks with Indian PM. Rees-Mogg says he could back May's deal. Oh, could he really? Bank bosses 6.4 million pay packet as branches axed. Jihadi bride photo used as at firing range. Financial Times. Can the Chinese consumers save the global economy? Why Buffett is trapped by his patriotism. Tesla chief may erode this sex authority. Trump labelled racist cheat con man by former fixer Cohen. Ex-lawyer Cohen says a lot really. Ex-lawyer gives testimony. Russia campaign allegations. Republicans call witness a liar. Hedge funds hit jackpot by shorting M&S, Ted Baker and Metro Bank. Insider trading basically. Water bosses seek solution as tide of public anger rises. Nothing in the shit sheets apart from distraction. Look over here, look over there, look over there. Don't look at Parliament where all the paedophiles and corruption are. All the royals where all the paedophiles and corruption are. All the councils where all the paedophiles and corruption are. Having said that, have a great day. Because our time's coming and theirs is over.